Hi, everybody. This is Katie. I am sharing some tips and tricks that hopefully make your life easier and inspire some aha moments for you. Today, I want to share with you about bookings. Have you ever been like in a back and forth email with a colleague or a student or someone trying to like book an appointment, like find a time that you can both meet? Bookings takes care of that like back and forth for you and has saved a lot of time for me. So I wanted to make sure you knew about it. I'm on our apps dashboard at the district. If you go, you will find bookings. Yours will be in a different place because these can be dragged and dropped wherever you want them to be. And so look for bookings and click on it. And you will see that you'll have the option to create your meeting type. Now, you won't see some of the other stuff that I have because I've been using bookings for a little while, but basically you'll want to create a meeting type, and you can have more than one kind of meeting type because think about it, depending on who you're meeting with, depending on your roles, you might be having different kinds of meetings. So maybe you could have like a 20-minute meeting with students. Maybe you would have a longer meeting with a colleague. Maybe you have a different role on campus where you have a specific type of support and you want to, have a different kind of meeting or different Zoom room or different times for that particular kind of meeting. So for the purposes of today's demonstration, I'm just going to create one kind of meeting type and I'm just going to call it Meet with Katie. But you guys can create as many kind of meeting types as you want. You can link them to your Outlook categories. I don't use those, so I'm not going to. I'm going to keep the default here, but you'd want to add, especially if you have different kind of meetings, you'd want to distinguish what they are here. Mine will take place on Zoom. So I'm going to be putting my Zoom link in here. You can certainly put your office location so that you meet in the office. And then you want to, so let me go grab my Zoom link. Hold on. Okay, if you do put your Zoom link in here, make sure it's your personal meeting room that stays open. That way you can always use the same Zoom link for that meeting. You wouldn't want one that's like a one-time only Zoom because the next time you try to use it, it won't be available. Okay, then the duration of the meeting, right? Depending on what kind of meeting it is. I'm going to stick with 30 minutes. Public, so these will appear on my bookings page, or will they appear only when I send people the link? So you can decide between those two things. I'm going to keep mine on my booking page. I don't think people go to booking pages at our district anyway. But you can also send them to people and put them in your signature when you do this. So that's what I'm going to be doing, is putting them in my signature. All right, so then we're going to do the schedule customization. So this is the part that's going to take a little time because you want to figure out what hours you want to make yourself available to be booked. And this is syncing up with your Outlook calendar. So no matter what, if there's something that has you busy on your Outlook calendar, you will not be double booked. So this booking is not going to allow someone to make an appointment with you if you've already got something in that time slot as busy on your Microsoft calendar. So with that in mind, you can use your regular meeting hours, which you may or may not have selected in your Outlook, or you can use custom availability hours. So you can set the times that you're going to be bookable and decide when on these days you're going to create these windows of 30-minute appointments. So for me, I know I'm not going to be bookable on Mondays and Fridays, and I'm just doing this off the cuff. I don't know if this is actually what it's going to look like. And then I'm going to do, let's do like 11 to 1 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So you can kind of see, you can create these little time blocks. If you want it to be available for like the whole day, except for when you're in class, you could create 2 time blocks. So then it would be like 1 time block for the before class and then another time block for after class. You would just do that with this little plus sign. On Tuesday, you could do like, let's say you're in class from 1 to 3, then you could pick up again at 3 o'clock and be bookable till 5, something like that. But I'm not going to do that. So use the plus to add another time block to the day. Use the X to, remove it completely from the day. And yeah, so from 11 to 1 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm going to be available for booking. Now, if there's something on my calendar, like I have a meeting scheduled during those times, it's not going to allow someone to book with me. during those times because it'll already show me it's busy on the calendar. All right, in the advanced options, I can do buffer time before, buffer time after. I'm not doing that. Limit start time to 30-minute intervals. Minimum lead time. So do I want someone to be able to book with me an hour in advance? So let's say it's like, Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Do I want to allow them to create like that 12 o'clock meeting an hour in advance? It's up to you. You can make that 1 hour, and you can make that 8 hours. So that gives you a little bit of time. Like if you look at your calendar and today there's no meetings booked from my 11 to 1, I know I'm going to have that time. And, they'd be able to schedule for tomorrow. Maximum lead time. So this is the amount of time ahead of time that they can schedule. I would say I would probably back it up and do something like 30 days. I don't need somebody scheduling meetings with me like 3 months in advance. But that's up to you. Those are the kind of choices that you can make. You can add an email reminder. So you can say something like here so that they'll automatically get a message reminding them of the appointment time. And then you can also, I'm not going to put one in there, put a follow-up email if you want. So that's kind of a run through of the meeting. So then let's create this. That's the Meet with Katie that we just made, right? So now I can share this. I can email it to people. There's your email. I can copy this link and put it in email. I could put it in my Canvas class. I can share this link however I want to let people make appointments with me. Let's look at that link let's see what it looks like for people. So I'm going to go here. You can sign in. Let's just continue as guest. And so they pick their day on the calendar and they pick their time. And you can tell some of these have already been blocked out because of my availability on Outlook. So they choose their time and then they click through and put their appointment, their information in there. And then I get an email that says that my time has been booked. A booking has been made. Okay, so hopefully that helps. That was creating a personal bookings page to help with that back and forth of finding a good time to meet together. Hope that helps. I forgot to show you where to put it in your Outlook signature. So here we are in the Outlook settings page. So I just went up to the gear icon and you go to signatures and then there will be a check mark that you need to select. It says include a link to my bookings page in my signature. Just make sure that's selected and then it adds that line to the bottom of your signature that says book time to meet with me with that same URL to your bookings calendar. Then you hit save. And then from now on, you'll write those email messages and your link will be in your signature. How cool is that? Yay.